I wanted to holler out Mighty Mouse and just see if he would turn around, but we were sitting in the middle of a bunch of Brunswick fans.
Yeah, so it probably wouldn't have been the smartest thing to do.
Yeah. Welcome back to another edition of the Devils Lair. I'm Randy Meadows.
And I'm Todd Gann, and glad you're joining us tonight.
Yeah, we're back after a little break for the holiday season, and it's good to be back. I'm glad.
It is. Time to maybe get back on a little diet and lose a little bit of this roundness we may have gained over the holidays there, Randy.
Man, I swear, I mean, I'm already a big bone gal, and I can't imagine. I feel like I've put on about 20. So
just 20?
At least 20. Okay. We'll call it at least 20.
At least 20. So, okay, all right.
But,
very good.
Yeah, well, I traveled over the holidays, and all we did was, I mean, when you're snowed in, basically, and that's what we do in 20-degree weather around here. Is
you're snowed in.
We're snowed in, basically, and I went up to the mountains in West Virginia and everything, and, man, it was cold and chilly, and so we were snowed in. All we did was sit around and eat.
Right, exactly.
And tell lies. So, and I'm good at all those.
Well, that's what the holidays are all about, right?
That's right. As you say, yeah, it's definitely telling lies. So,
well, and you were in West Virginia.
West Virginia.
Well, there's probably some stories there anyway.
Well,
we won't get.
My family could be watching up there, and I'm not going to talk about them. So
that's another day, another show.
Yeah. So, anyways, well, what's going on your way? Anything good?
Well, of course, basketball's full tilt nowadays. They've had a tournament here over the holidays, a McDonald's tournament, and a lot of folks coming into town for that. And, now we're really kind of getting into the meat of the region play, and basketball season's on. So
it certainly is.
Boys and girls both are doing well, Randy. I believe you may have a few stats here for us and kind of update us a little bit.
I do. We'll start with the girls. Mm-hmm. They started out. They started the season just kind of sluggish and slow. Yeah. Head coach Julie Connors, we all know, has had some health issues.
Right. That's exactly right.
And I think they lost a couple, but they've rolled off 8 in a row.
Exactly.
And they are playing some fine basketball.
They really are. And I think it's probably one of those seasons. Probably didn't really anticipate, having a season where you could maybe roll off 8 in a row like that. So
yeah, I'm not going to say it's unexpected. I guess it's kind of expected. Every year you go in with aspirations.
That's right.
Of winning.
Exactly.
And so, but with everything going on with Coach Connor, it was a pleasant surprise.
Absolutely.
And give a lot of credit to the girls, especially, and Coach Eric Willis and the gang for getting them girls ready to play.
Oh yeah, exactly.
And let's just hope they keep up the good work.
Right. And I think they probably will.
Oh man, I'm
sure. I think they're playing with a little motivation. Probably because of Coach Connor.
They should be.
They want to do well for her. With all she's been through. So.
Yep. So we'll look at the game against Cook. Tift County went in. The girls won 55-25.
Right.
The girls this year seem to be being led by Dee Dee DeShazer.
Right.
And she's scoring at about 17.5 points a game.
Right.
And that's really good.
Oh, that's
and no matter what level, that's pretty solid play.
That's exactly right. There's a lot of boys teams out there that love to have somebody shoot that many in a game.
Yeah, and Alexis Johnson's right behind her at 13.5 per game. So you get 2 girls scoring in a game and
30,
putting up those
points.
Numbers, man, that's enough.
That's exactly right.
They're shooting the rock really well, and they're playing pretty solid defense.
Exactly.
That wins every time. Every time. So, but the girls went in, like I said, beat Cook pretty good.
Right, exactly.
And then they played Savannah, won that game 65-38.
Exactly.
And then Friday night they were at home here, and Brunswick was kind of a highly touted team.
Right. And, I think at half, Brunswick was actually up at that game, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so.
And tight game really to the end.
Yeah, it was, and the Devils kind of pulled away late at the end, but they let me see, where did Brunswick come in at before that game? I don't think it has it here. It doesn't have that stat here.
Right.
But they have a couple of girls going to a D1 school, and to to have them come in, there's a little bit of intimidation in that. And
that's exactly right.
Wasn't no problem for Tift County, man. 67-46.
That's right.
Just kind of beat the brakes off them girls.
That's right. That's exactly right. So, shout out to them.
Yeah, very, very much so. Then Saturday, they went down to Camden.
Right, exactly.
That 10-hour trip down there, because it takes at least 10 hours to get to Camden County.
It does.
They went down there and won 54-37.
Right, that's right. That's exactly right. And when you go on the road like that, you ride the bus all day, and you get a little worn, and from just the ride, to go down there and play that well, that's
it ain't like we get in the car and we may or may not drive 80 miles an hour. And if you're my wife, yes, you do, because she gets speeding tickets all the time. But anyways, I'm pretty lucky. But I just ruined that, didn't I?
You did.
You get in there and you drive to Camden, and it takes 2 hours or better to get down there.
Yeah, it's better than 2 hours.
Yeah, it's about 2.5.
It seems like 16 or 20.
But when you're on a school bus, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it won't go but 55, 60 miles an hour. So.
And I don't know that they went on school buses. I think they took charter buses.
Did they charter?
I think they did.
Well, good. I'm glad.
Yeah, but either way, it's still a long ride.
Certainly. So, but they went out there and handled business.
Right.
Camden's they're not in basketball what they are in football by no stretch.
Exactly right.
So,
Exactly.
So they're on a roll right now.
Right.
And then they played last night against Lowndes,
right.
which is always a tough game, man.
It is.
And
there's been some great games through the years with Lowndes County, boys and girls.
Yeah, well, last night was no different. They won 55-49.
Right. And that shows you how close it was.
Yeah, but, a victory over Lowndes at any juncture is just wonderful.
That's exactly right. 55-49 is a close score.
Very close score. So, again, they pulled out late and kind of held them off, fended off the Lady Vikings, and they did a fantastic job, and they're doing just a great body of work for them. And we need to get out there and support them more.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So, with that said, they got a game Friday night here against Coffee.
Mm-hmm. And that's another one of those rivals through the years, Randy. That Coffee Tift County rival's been heated at times.
To say the least.
They bring a good crowd of folks with them.
They do.
So the palace will be packed for sure, and it's going to be an exciting game.
It sure is, and I'm looking forward to it. I hope that everybody will go out and join the party. So, you and I actually got to go to a game Friday night.
We did, didn't we?
Yeah, had a good time.
That's right. That's exactly right.
We got to catch the tail end of the girls' game, but
then we caught the boys.
We caught the boys, and it was fun to say the least.
It was, and it was a good game with Brunswick. It really was. Brunswick's a good little team.
They're scrappy.
They are scrappy.
They were coming in that game undefeated.
Exactly. That's exactly right. And they got a couple kids on there, number 5 and number 10, I believe it was, or 11. Just good, solid ball players. I mean, they weren't flashy, but they were good.
Kept Brunswick in the ball game.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Single-handedly, that number 5 did especially.
Exactly. He probably 20+ points for the game.
Yeah, he's probably about 5'7", maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
He could shoot and drive to the hole.
Exactly.
Dish it. I mean, he was just complete.
He was. Good basketball player.
Very solid basketball player. And we probably underestimated that kid a little bit.
I think so.
Being so small.
I think so.
I wanted to holler out Mighty Mouse and just see if he would turn around, but we were sitting in the middle of a bunch of Brunswick fans.
Yeah, so it probably wouldn't have been the smartest thing to do.
That's right. So if we're going to fight our way out of a facility, at least it's ours.
That's exactly right.
So, but anyway, so Tift County went and played Brunswick Friday night. But before we get into that, I'm going to back up a little bit to the tournament. Tifton played in played Mill Creek here in the McDonald's tournament, and won 62-51. That's a pretty good. I mean,
Mill Creek's not a slouch.
No, they're not. And right now, it seems like Tift County boys basketball. I'm the same way. They're kind of wondering why we're not beating people worse than what we are.
Right? Yeah.
And it ain't about that. And I get caught up in it too, man. I'm no better than everybody else.
Okay.
We have such high expectations for these kids.
Right.
And,
well, particularly with some of the players we got. I mean, you got Brandon Green, who's already committed to Kansas State, and then Dr. Jackson and Donnell Tough. I mean, you know, some of the kids that, you know, come to mind, and you know, you're right. Those expectations are there. You know, every game you go out there and you're gonna run away with it.
Right, and you know, there's pressure on these kids whether we know it or not.
Oh,
you know,
absolutely.
Being good and successful at that age comes with a price, and you know, we don't think of it sometimes.
That's right. That's exactly right.
And you know, they're doing a fine job, man. You know, could they do more? They might can. Do they have to? No, not always.
Not always. That's right.
And you know, I get on to my kid about, you know, just doing enough to get by,
Right.
but sometimes that's what kids do, man.
They're kids.
That's right. And it's hard to motivate, you know, 16 and 17-year-old kids.
Absolutely.
It is hard.
Absolutely. You know, and you know, and every day's a different day for those kids too.
That's right.
Every day's a different day.
Coach Bill Clark told my kid today that if he would spend more time doing push-ups and less working his thumbs on that iPhone of his, that
He might do a little bit better in wrestling.
yeah,
Which he's not doing bad.
That's right. He got his butt handed to him tonight, though. So,
Well.
but it just kind of made me think, you know, like, you know, I saw a girl walking the other day and ran into a car, a parked car. Let me say that, you know, because she was on the phone.
She was on the phone texting.
Yeah,
You
and-
think texting and driving is dangerous. Texting and walking is pretty dangerous too.
Depends on who you are. It's hard enough just to walk for some people, but when you start texting, oh my
exactly.
gosh.
Exactly.
So, you know, just the motivation level for these kids. It's just hard to get these kids up to play week in and week out, or night in and night out.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So, you know, and I think from time to time, you know, kids, they enjoy participating, love what they do, basketball, football, what have you. But, you know, from time to time, I think they get tired of it every once in a while, you know?
Hey, I mean, yeah, and as parents and spectators, we lose focus of that.
I know, because, you know, you got to think about how many hours they put into it, how much preparation goes into it, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So they can get burned out on it, you know?
Well, you look at it like this, especially as a kid, you and I don't call out sick at work. It just don't happen. We go to work.
That's right.
Some people don't. Some people need that day off and need that sick day. And, you know, sometimes
a kid needs that sick day. That's exactly right.
And when they're on holiday break and stuff like that, they're still practicing.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly right.
You know, well, they're on break. They don't have school to worry about. That's right. There's a lot of, sometimes kids rather be at school than go home to some of the home life.
That's true. That's
out
exactly
there.
right. That's exactly right.
And we lose focus of that,
That's
man.
exactly right. That's exactly right.
So just, you know, hang in there. They'll beat people by 40 points. Who wants to go watch a game that the team wins by 25 and 30 points? I don't.
Yeah, you know, I mean, really, if you go and it's a close game, it's always a lot.
It's always fun.
It's always fun.
It's a character building, and it's kind of tough. Rev Lee wrote, texting, walking equals falling every time.
That's right.
Every time. So, anyways, back to Tift County basketball. They played, who did I say? Mill Creek.
Mill Creek, right, exactly.
Then they played Savannah. Mm-hmm. They won that 65-55.
Right.
A 10-point ball game.
That's
a little closer, a little better game.
Right.
Moved on, and Friday night they played Brunswick.
Right.
And like we said, they started off, man, they come out of the gate, I think it was 13-0.
Oh, I know. They just was on a roll there for a little while.
They come out, man.
They did.
Opening tip. Opening tip. Tift County gets it and throws an alley-oop to Donnell Tough.
Right. Exactly.
And, you know, they got the crowd excited to start
Right
the
off the
game.
bat. Exactly.
Got everybody fired up.
Exactly.
And, you know, they went on a 13-0 run.
Right.
And then Brunswick crept into it.
They did creep into it. And kept fighting and digging and
then it
made a game of it.
Oh, yeah. It seemed like we started playing their style of ball.
Exactly.
And got just totally out of whack.
I agree.
But they went on to get back close.
Right.
In the fourth quarter with about 2 minutes. I think it was a 4-point ball game.
Yeah, a couple times I think it actually got down to 3 points.
Three points, and then we just pulled away at the end.
Right.
So actually, that 82-72 score is a little closer than what we.
Yeah. That's right.
What we give it. But
exactly.
DJ Bryant, number 15 for Tift County, man, shot lights out Friday night.
Right.
He hit 5 3-pointers, and he really was the MVP of the game.
That's
to me.
exactly right.
I don't think he had the most points, but he did. I mean, he kept.
I think he contributed more than.
His shots were bigger shots.
That's exactly right.
You know, when we needed that 5-point lead instead of that 3-point lead, he'd make a bucket.
That's it.
And so he really played well.
Right.
And plus, you know, there's with Todrick Jackson and Brandon Green out there and Donnell Tough. Right. I mean, they're kind of your big three.
That's right.
These other kids, they need to. They should be getting shots.
Absolutely, that's right.
And this is where they can step up and contribute.
That's exactly right.
They might not go out and score 50 a night or 20 or 30 or whatever, but they can contribute.
They can contribute. That's exactly right. And you got to have those kids too.
Oh, certainly, man. Certainly. So
it is still a team sport.
That's right. So, well, then on Saturday, Tift goes down to Camden, 4.5, 5 hours, however long it takes.
Right.
And they beat Camden 90-47.
Right. Yeah.
Woo. Now, if you're going to drive all the way down to Camden, beat them. Beat the mess out of them.
That's exactly right.
Because when they come up here and play some football, that's what they're going to do to us. So beat them on that basketball
floor.
That's exactly
right. That's exactly right. So
that might not be the best attitude. No, that's okay. We can do that.
Yeah. If you're going to go beat them.
That's right. Beat them good. So
let them know you were there.
That's exactly right. So, and then we played Lowndes last night.
Right.
Which is, you don't ever know what you're getting with Lowndes.
No, you don't. They always play tough.
They always seem to have one big man that might cause us some trouble.
That's right. I've seen some of those games get a little physical from time to time too.
Certainly. Certainly.
You just don't know.
We won that game 59-44.
Right.
Apparently the first half was atrocious. I got to listen to the second half, and it was scrappy the third quarter, and then fourth quarter we just started pulling away.
Right.
And it seemed like it might have been a fatigue factor.
Yeah. Well, and one of our coworkers said it was an ugly game.
Yeah, and that's what he told me. So I'm going with what he said.
That's exactly right. And I'm sure he has an inside scoop.
He's got something. 2 scoops, whatever it is.
Several scoops.
It's a bunch of scoops. I can't wait to tell him about this. So, anyway.
We love you, Chris.
That's right, we do. Good start for the girls and the boys basketball teams,
yeah,
man.
Exactly
they are.
Well,
the boys are 10-2, and the girls are. They started 3-3, and they've realized so they're 11-3.
11-3, exactly.
Which is a phenomenal start.
Well,
Tift County's number 1 in the state.
Shout out Tift County basketball, number 1 in the state.
Yeah, number 1 in the state.
That's great. And this is the time of year you want to get hot.
Oh, definitely.
It's region time, so now's the time you want to be hot. So, I expect great things out of them from here on out.
Well, I hope they expect great things out of themselves because they've got to,
Yeah. Well, and the boys, I don't know if you know a little information about this. They're going up to New Jersey, playing in a game up there. You know anything about that?
I do. I forgot the name of the tournament, but they're going to be playing St. Anthony's out of New Jersey.
Right, exactly. Yep, that's exactly right.
That team is coached by Bobby Hurley, Sr. Bobby Hurley, Jr. obviously was the great point guard that played for Duke back in the 90s with a couple of titles under his belt. And his dad has been coaching at St. Anthony's forever.
Right.
And a phenomenal coach, phenomenal program.
Right,
and a lot of NBA stars have come out of that program.
Right.
And so, we've played some big games this year.
Oh, absolutely.
And, Coach Hollins put them on the road and said, hey, to beat the man, be the man, you got to beat the man, just like Ric Flair said, and they're out trying to do it.
That's exactly right.
They got 2 losses, and they come in a large tournament.
Oh, yeah,
but,
that's exactly right.
They regrouped and rallied and have kind of bounced back.
One of the losses was number 1 team in the nation, I believe, at the time.
Yeah, team out of California, Cal Poly.
Cal Poly, that's exactly right.
And,
so,
hey, if you're going to lose to the best.
Absolutely.
And that's what they're doing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Looks like Tift County's Max Preps has them with 83 points per game. That seems a little high.
It does. It does seem a little high.
I don't know how they're doing, but we'll go with their stats.
That's right.
If you find fault with them, it's Max Preps who's reporting them. So
there you go.
What you got?
Well, and I don't know. Sometimes Max Preps do some computerized stuff, and I don't know if that's factored in there, if that's actual scores or some kind of computerized score or what. Because they do some computerized stuff and rankings and scores and averages and that sort of thing. So, not sure.
It's got Green with 28 points per game. Todrick Jackson with 17.3. Stewart with 10.5 a game. Donnell Tuff at 12 a game.
Well, see, and that's what they're doing. They're taking those kids' averages per game and totaling them. That's where they're getting their.
That's where they're total from.
That's where they're getting that total from.
I'm with you. I am with you.
That's where they're getting that from.
So a little misleading, but they're putting up some numbers, playing good defense. You don't get number 1 in the state by not doing that.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. Very good things for basketball.
Yeah, things are going in the right direction. I'm gonna try to pull up their schedule here for the remainder. Looks like we got Coffee
Friday night.
Friday night here.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go on the road to Monroe.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got Westover here. Hold on, this is early in the season. Let me scroll down. I'm sorry.
Yeah, should be all region games now.
Yeah, that's right. I think we still play somebody outside of region. Coffee here. I'm
Right.
sorry. Then we go to Moultrie.
Right.
Then we go to Coffee next week.
Right.
And then we have Lowndes,
Right.
at Lowndes, at Brunswick, home with Camden,
Right.
home with Valdosta, at Westover, home against Crisp, home against Colquitt, and away at Valdosta.
Right.
Those Valdosta games are going to be sneaky, man.
Oh yeah. Never count them out.
Yeah, there's still we still got a lot of work to do in this region.
Yeah, a lot of games left to play.
A lot of games. A lot can happen between now and then.
You know, I guess what we've played, Camden is the only region game really we've had so far.
Brunswick.
Camden, Brunswick, and Coffee. No, Coffee's Friday
Coffee's
night.
Friday. Lowndes.
Lowndes.
We've played Brunswick, Camden, Lowndes.
Okay. So we got a lot of teams we'll still see two times.
Mm-hmm. It starts Friday night with Coffee.
That's right.
You're talking about being physical. Woo.
Yes.
That's Coffee. They're physical.
I tell you.
Bring you some Kevlar because they'll put a bruise on you. That's for sure.
Yeah. Bring some Kevlar. It's somebody's gonna get tossed, I believe, before it's over with.
Yep. So everybody get out and support the boys and girls basketball team. You can find their schedules through Max Preps. I'm sure the high school has them on their website.
Right.
There's a number of places to find them. When you're number one team in the state, there's information out there on you.
That's exactly right.
And I don't know where the girls, the Lady Devils, are at as far as ranking.
Right,
but
I don't know.
They're probably not. They'll probably sneak into the top 10 this week if they're not there
They
already.
They should.
I didn't see anything on it, but
Right.
but we'll see.
Right.
So, anyways, shortly we're going to have a guest calling in. We've got a young man from 8th Street Middle School named Kirkland Flanders who we're going to interview over the phone via Skype. So he's going to call in about 5 minutes.
Right.
So if anybody has any questions they want to ask Mr. Flanders, please feel free to let us know.
Right.
And you got some questions lined up for him?
Well, I'm sure as we go along, we'll think of some. We'll be prepared. We'll be prepared.
We will be prepared.
That's right. Exactly.
What else you got? You got something?
Well, basketball's, certainly in full stride right now. Air Rifle team's fixing to kick off. They've got their first match tomorrow night up in Turner County.
Really?
They do. So their season kicks off tomorrow. And I believe what's third season now for our Air Rifle team.
I think it is.
And,
is that all? Only 3?
I think it's either third. I'm pretty sure it's third. Listen to Coach Rucker. They've got quite a few kids out there that are with some high expectations this year. So I think our Air Rifle team's going to do well. Of course, the wrestling team, we're full stride in wrestling as well. We had the area dual meet this past weekend down at Lowndes County. Unfortunately, Tift County didn't do as well as we'd like to do. It's probably a rebuilding year for wrestling this year. Got some kids that are doing okay, and it's just one of those years that you in that mode of rebuilding. So
Certainly.
They're off right now. Biggest thing coming up now for the wrestling team is the 19th of January. It'll be the BDI here in Tift County.
Certainly.
I think we got about 12 or so teams coming in. I actually got a list at home I didn't bring with me.
Our call's coming in.
Right.
Okay.
Hello? Hello, Kirkland.
Yes, sir.
How you doing tonight?
I'm doing fine. About you?
I'm good. All right. This is Mr. Randy. I got Mr. Todd here with us.
Hey, Kirkland.
We
Hey, how you
appreciate
doing?
we appreciate you calling in, buddy.
Good to call in.
Well, Kirkland, if you will, just I told everybody you're an 8th grader at 8th Street Middle School. If you will, tell us what sports you're involved in.
I am involved in football and wrestling.
Football and wrestling. Are there any other extracurricular activities that you're involved in?
Not right now. I'm trying to, after wrestling, I want to take a break from any other activities.
Nothing wrong with that. So, Okay, you're a wrestler and a football player. Which one do you like the most?
Oh, that's easy. That would be football.
Football.
You like football?
Very good.
Well, that's wonderful. That is absolutely great.
What weight class are you wrestling in this year?
Well, I started out in 205, but ever since I came back from Christmas break, I think at conference, I believe I'm going to be wrestling 215.
215. Okay.
Well, Kirkland, what is your favorite? You said you like football over wrestling. Of each sport, what do you like most about them?
Well, in each sport, in some ways, I like the discipline in each sport.
Hold on now. How old are you?
I am 15.
And you like the discipline. You don't hear kids say that very often, Kirkland. I just wanted people to hear that again, that you enjoyed the discipline. I bet your daddy's got a big smile on his face right now, doesn't he?
I don't know if you're listening on it right now.
All right, keep going. Tell me what else you like about each one of them.
Well, either though I like good sportsmanship, and I've been working on that really well this year on football and wrestling. And I'm still working on it for right now. Yeah.
Well, sportsmanship, let me tell you something. It's something I'm working on, and I'm nearly 38 years old. It's nobody likes to lose, and we're bred and grown to not like losing. And, having been around you the little bit I have, Kirkland, I think you do a really good job of sportsmanship, and you're a really nice kid, and I'm glad, and I enjoy being around you. I like watching you on and off the field. So that didn't sound too creepy, did it?
No, it did.
Okay, thanks.
It did.
So I think you did a wonderful job, my man. So
well, Kirkland, it sounds like you're busy. In the off season, what do you enjoy? What you got any hobbies?
Really during the off season, I train for football. Like this after wrestling, I'm mainly going to be working on my speed so I can go out for the high school.
Good. That'll be good.
Good.
What position do you play, Kirkland? Football.
Well, since position last year, I played nose guard and right guard, but if I don't get any taller wise, I won't be able to line anymore. So I'm trying to go out for either linebacker or fullback to benefit the team.
Well, that's good. Now let me ask you a question. If Coach Reed come out tomorrow and say, Kirkland, you can have any position on the field, you can play any position you want, what do you take? What position do you ask for or take from him?
I would like to take middle linebacker.
Middle linebacker.
Wow.
Why not the quarterback, man? The girls get the quarterback. Did you not watch the Alabama game Monday night?
I know. I know she was hot.
Well, that's pretty. You're killing me, Kirkland. You don't hear many kids say that. I mean, everybody wants to be the quarterback, right?
This kid loves football, obviously.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You must be dedicated. So, how are your grades in school, Kirkland? You doing fine in the classroom?
Yes, sir. I'm currently in a honor roll, not like A's and B's. That's about it. But I'm having a little trouble in my language class.
In your language class?
Hey,
yes,
if it helps you any, I struggle there too.
Well, I got a nice teacher, Miss Deborah McQueen, that's really helping me right now.
Right. She is. Good teacher.
Yes, sir.
There's a lot of good people in Tift County that we surround ourselves with, Kirkland, and just make sure you reach out to everybody you can to do whatever you can to get through school, especially academically, because the football field doesn't matter if we're not making grades, buddy. So
yeah, my dad always says, if football doesn't make you, your grades will.
That's exactly right, man.
That's exactly right. Good advice there from your dad.
Somebody can take your knee away from you, but they can't take away your knowledge. So stay strong in that classroom, man. What else you got?
Hey, listen, certainly wish you good luck the rest of the season. And, I guess next year you'll be ninth grade and, football, certainly wish you the best there too. I watch these kids progress from grade to grade, and it gets a little more intense each year, so you better be ready.
Oh, I will be.
Hey, Kirkland, let me ask you a question. As you approach ninth grade coming up, and it's around the corner, I know you still got some writing tests and stuff like that to get through, but what is your goal for high school football or high school athletics in general? Have you set yourself any goals?
Well, not really and truly. I just want to do the best that I can in each event that I'm doing, and just try to pull a win for the team.
Well, good.
Well, that's wonderful.
Good.
All right, my man. Well, we appreciate you coming on, and keep up all the good work.
That's exactly right. Keep working hard.
Yeah, definitely keep working hard, and I'll shoot you guys a copy of this YouTube clip tomorrow, so you'll have. And we will talk to you guys later on. We appreciate you coming on. That's Kirkland Flanders from the 8th Street Middle School. He's aspiring to be the best middle linebacker at Tift County High.
Hey, great. That's what we need.
That's what we need. So thanks again, Kirkland. Tell your daddy thank you.
That's right.
And we'll talk to you later, buddy.
All right.
All right, man. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Good deal.
Very good deal, man.
Very good deal.
Good kid, man. He's super
That's
nice.
great.
He's quiet.
That's
he doesn't
great.
cause much trouble. So,
Hey.
although he could if he wanted to.
But he doesn't.
He's a big old kid. So
Sound like he's a big kid.
he is progressing on the wrestling mat
That's
too.
it. Well,
So
good. Well, good.
His daddy thinks the world of him, and
Right.
and that he has support around him, and that's what
that's
what we
it
need.
takes. That's exactly
It really
right.
does.
Exactly.
So wonderful.
Good. That's great.
What else we got there?
Well,
Tom?
like I say, BDI's coming up
Certainly.
19th, so probably start some wrestling around 9 o'clock. So we encourage everyone to come out and support those kids. Be a full day of wrestling, be a fun day of wrestling. So the wrestling's full swing. Swim team, they've already started. I don't really have any kind of stats or records how they're doing this season, but I know they have started. I think they're going to Georgia Southern here shortly for a meet over there. So best wishes to a swim team, and if somebody out there has some information they can share with us, certainly appreciate y'all getting that to us. Won't be long. The Gym Devils will be kicking around here in a little bit and getting started. So spring gets pretty busy. You got track coming up, baseball.
Baseball. New coach in town.
New coach in town, Coach Kirk. I know he's got some big plans, and already a few things already kind of starting with that baseball already. I think they're probably doing a little bit of conditioning nowadays, and so baseball will be in full swing shortly.
Everybody has an off-season program, whether it's allowed or not.
Exactly.
I mean, everybody has a routine that they give the kids to do.
They do. Exactly. High school sports is just so competitive now, and a lot of those kids are out there on the field. They're after scholarships too. So, they work hard year round, really. Spring football will be starting up soon. So it never stops.
It never stops. Man.
I know, from my own personal experience as far as football, those kids, even though the season's over, they're in the weight room every day. Weight training's ongoing. Trying to get these kids bigger and faster and quicker and smarter, and it's a never-ending cycle nowadays. Never-ending.
It is, man. It certainly is. And I saw Coach Reed tonight up at the 8th Street Middle School.
Uh-huh.
I didn't get to talk to him.
Right.
I don't know what he was up there doing, but
Right.
he was up and about, and I just started thinking to myself, spring football is.
Oh yeah,
it's right here on us. It seems like we just got done with football.
We did just get through with football. I hadn't heard any details. I think we're going a little later this spring than we have the last couple of years. I don't know that for a fact, but I hear that we're going a little later this year. But I'll tell you this, Coach Reed never stops thinking about football.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. I think it's good to go later in the year.
Yeah, I think so too.
Kind of get less rust between.
I think so. I really do. Maybe these kids kind kind of get a little bit of a break. Continue with the weight training and that sort of thing. But maybe go a little later. It may pay some dividends there in the end.
Well, I hope so. You were talking about the BDI being it's the 18th, right?
19th, right. It's a Saturday, right.
It's a Saturday, yeah. And we need all the support we can that day. There's a lot going on in Tift County wrestling right now.
Right.
A lot of positive change and some new things going on. We've talked about it before. Kids, especially wrestling and swimming and these other sports other than basketball and football.
Football, right, your major sports.
These are the ones that have to be pushed maybe the hardest,
right.
Because football and basketball takes care of itself. But,
right.
Come to a wrestling match and there's, a couple of mom and daddies there maybe.
I know, exactly.
And, that's...
It makes it tough.
And I'm not just saying that because my kid wrestles. I'm just saying that because my kids got support. There's kids there who do not.
None.
That's right. And it takes all of us to do it.
You and I have been around wrestling for quite a while, and some of these kids, you never see a parent. Never.
Yeah. So, when we're gone, who's going to be there for them?
Right.
There's a lot of upcoming. There's a lot of good people out there that's still going to take time.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
You can never have enough.
You can never have enough. These kids need all the support they can get.
That's right.
And some of these kids, just the socioeconomics that they come from, this is the only thing they've got, so we need to support them all we can.
Yep, I agree. So get out on the 19th and come out and, a lot of you out there might not even know what wrestling is, You might think it's a turnbuckle and like you see on WWE, that's not the case at all.
And it's not what Gordon Soley used to have on CBS Saturday afternoons back in the day either.
As fun as that would be.
I tell you.
As fun as that would be.
Oh, man.
Of course, if that was what they were doing, I'd have no chance out there. So, but
it's an exciting sport, Randy. It really is. It's fun to watch. It's easy to learn how the scoring works, and it's an individual sport and a team sport at the same time, all rolled into one. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. It's weird because I talked to Bill Clark today. Mm-hmm. He gave me a little stat on the 8th Street Middle School program. They are 28-6 the past 3 years.
Wow.
28-6.
Wow, that's great.
And with 2 conference titles.
Right.
Hopefully to be 3 next week we go to conference. While y'all are BDI, and we're going to be at conference.
Right.
So if you're down in the Valdosta area, if you're in the Cook County area, it's at Cook County.
Cook County this year.
They're in our 8th Street conference for whatever reason. So come in and check these kids out. Again, there's a lot of kids there who need support too.
That's right. That's it.
With that said, what else you got tonight, Don?
Well, just a lot going on. Busy time of year, and a lot of different sports are in a full swing, and some about to get in full swing. It's going to get busier and busier.
That's right. I'd really like to have some information on the
air rifle
team.
And I'm sure we can get that.
Yeah, I bet we can too. And I actually meant to send
Coach Rucker,
Coach Dr. Rucker, a Facebook message and get some of that information. If you're out there and you have information about a sport, please get with us.
Absolutely, send it to us.
You can find us on Facebook at the Devils Lair, and you can go to my page, Randy Meadows. You can search me or Todd one.
Absolutely, get it to us. You can find us. We're easy to find.
Now, if you have information you want to send to us, get in contact with us. We don't know how to send it. We don't know how to get it. But Donovan here will tell us everything we need to know to get your information to us, what it needs to be, what kind of format it needs to be in, etc.
Exactly.
And I don't know what we would do without him. So I just would like to point out, Donovan, while you're here, that I have got my internet up and I hadn't had to call you for nothing. That's my Christmas gift to you.
I was wondering when I was going to get to it.
So I haven't called you for a thing. Now, I'm going to try to put my router in tonight.
Oh, Lord.
But I won't call you tonight.
Turn your phones off for the next few days. Emails, don't check them if they anything from Randy Meadows.
I won't be on Facebook. I won't be on Twitter. Phones are dead. We're good.
I'm from Missouri, buddy. Show me. Show me.
That's it. What else, Randy?
I thought I had something else, but I guess I don't, Todd. Yeah. I know there's, again, not just air rifle, swimming, baseball, whatever you have coming up, get it to us. We'll get it out there.
Absolutely.
Get it to people.
That's it.
If you want to call, leave us a voicemail, 313-718-2557. Email at info@anero.com. Any questions, suggestions, donations, we don't care. We'll take it all.
That's exactly right.
So this show's not cheap to do, and we need all the help we can get. So
we're not cheap either, are we? Well, it's debatable some days.
it's like my dad told me, something's only worth what you're willing to pay for it. So
Well, we might be in trouble.
yeah, we're not free, but we sure are cheap. So anyways, I guess we're going to get out of here for today. We'll see you, I guess, in 2 weeks.
Right, exactly.
And go from there. It's been a pleasure being with you today. Glad to be back. Special thanks to Kirkland Flanders for calling in and letting us interview him. Bright young kid. If you see him out on the street, shake his hand and thank him for what he's doing
That's
for Tift
it.
County. So
That it?
sign off for us.
Well, that's it for the Devils Lair of this edition. I'm Todd Gann,
I'm Randy Meadows.
and we certainly appreciate you joining us tonight, and we look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Go Blue.
This here's been a production of the Anero Media Network. Your reality distorted. For other great shows, be sure to check out anero.tv.